Hey folks, I wanted to give you guys a heads up in using caution in trying to control pests, rodents around your home with these products. Stay tuned, I'm going to talk about it. Hello, welcome back to Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. I'm your host Jerry Hansen. I have a couple of viral videos that are doing absolutely well as far as views go, nationwide or worldwide, with controlling rodents, especially rats, mice, moles, voles, squirrels, chipmunks, yeah, those creatures. I used to have them in my house, haven't had them in my house for 3 years now since I've been using this stuff. And I now use baking soda and one of these products, cornbread mix or corn muffin mix, that I use in a container. I just mix them up in one of these containers, both boxes, shake it up, and then I dispense 4 tablespoons, just 4 tablespoons each, either on a lid, an old used lid, and set it out in a shed where it's protected, or in the barn or wherever, so when the rodent comes up and eats it, it'll kill them. Now look at my video on how they die, and also the video, I'll leave a link and show you all the critters it doesn't kill. And then you can also dispense it in one of these. I do that when I put it outside and set it outside. The reason being is because I don't want the rain to get on the solution and get it wet, because it's dry ingredients. Don't add water. What the baking soda does is it mixes with the stomach acid of the rodent, it bubbles up and it kills them. The attractant is actually either a mix of any kind of mix, cookie mix, cake mix. I use cornbread mix. You can even use just regular cornmeal. Take your cup of cornmeal, 3/4 cup of flour, and 1/4 cup of sugar. You've got 2 cups, and then add you a little box of baking soda, and that will give you enough of a solution to kill rodents if you don't have any of these mixes in your area. But any attractant works. Check out my video on this kills rats, not elephants. I go into detail about that. Now in my other 3 videos, people comment on, let's see, I got one video, kill rats dead with baking soda and cornbread mix. I've got 2 other videos. One is about ready to break 1 million in about 500 more views. Yeah, by the end of the day, it'll break 1 million. But anyway, some people write in and they advocate they use baking or potato flakes. Go ahead, use potato flakes, but this is where I'm applying caution. When you're putting your container out on whatever you're putting your baking soda and potato flakes, or just the potato flakes alone in, don't put it in an area that is exposed to your beneficial wildlife, like your fox, your owl, your skunk, your possum. Yeah, they're beneficial wildlife. And these other creatures that I'm showing you here, if they get into it, that will harm them. It will. So if you're going to use this, put it in your crawl space or your attic of your house where the rodents are getting, or even under your sink if that's what you're going to use. Some people even advocate the use of a plaster. I do not recommend using plaster at all, because plaster with an attractant, any kind of attractant, a plaster will kill anything that ingests it. Anything. And even some folks go far as saying they use cement. Please don't use cement, because like I said, if your pet, dog or cat, or your beneficial wildlife, or any of your livestock gets into that, depends on the amount you have, that will harm them. So be careful. And then for my cornbread mix and Jiffy and baking soda, I only put 4 tablespoons out in one of these containers or a lid, and that's it, because larger containers, larger volumes of this stuff may harm creatures, may not kill them, but harm them. So check out my video on this kills rats, not elephants, and that explains a lot. So I just want you guys to reconsider using plaster or this potato flakes with rodent control. I have been really successful with rodent control. Yeah, all these little rodents that run, all these little animals that run around my homestead. Yeah, hey, it will kill a rabbit. Be careful, it might kill you a little bunny hopping around your homestead that you want hopping around your homestead. But mainly I'm targeting squirrels, because the squirrels will eat my baby chicks. They'll eat the eggs. Yeah, they eat live birds. They ate my baby turkeys, so I had to use it against squirrels. These are those little ground digger squirrels. They're destructive on your foundations also. Rats and mice, they carry the hantavirus. Their stool does. So when you're dealing with feces of rodents, be sure you wear a mask. Now, coincidentally, just this morning, I had a face-to-face interview with Dr. Bilal Samori, who is a physician that specializes in respiratory disorders. I spoke with him about the hantavirus specifically, and he indicated hantavirus is spread through the air with contact with rat or mouse rodent feces, because that's where it's located. And if you disturb the nest or whatever, the dust gets into your respiratory system and it holds the virus, and it causes the infection. Now, the virus cannot spread from one person to another, so it's not contact spreadable. It's just through the air, and it affects the respiratory system. Now, since there's a famous case in the news right now because of one person who was infected and died suddenly from the respiratory infection from hantavirus, I asked him if hantavirus was prevalent all over, and he goes, no. Primarily, it's a hot spot down like in New Mexico, southwestern United States. A few cases in California. He's seen only one case here, but that individual came up from California to be seen. And I recall, I don't know if it was hantavirus, but I recall years ago there was a logger that was in the Kalmiopsis wilderness that disturbed a pack rat nest, and he ended up having a respiratory failure, infection and failure, and died because of that. And at that time, that was a mystery. Nobody knew what it was in our area at that time. So hantavirus is real. It's spread through the air. It's an airborne. So be aware if you're going to be handling or being around areas where rodents are, wear a mask, especially when you're cleaning around their feces. Yeah, just be safe. Well, I'm Jerry Hansen, your host. This is Pine Meadows Hobby Farm, giving you guys a little heads up on using rodenticides, if you will, safely. Stay tuned to more videos. You could do that by subscribing and clicking that bell icon that alerts you to new videos as I upload them. Give us a thumbs up, click that share button, share my videos on your social media platforms, helps us out. Remember, be safe, always be kind. I'll see you guys in my next adventure. Bye-bye now.